All right, so Tesla's back in the news, but this isn't just another car launch. You know what I mean?
Right.
This time it's bigger. It's like they're sketching out a whole future, and robots are involved, like
Yeah.
self-driving everything.
Definitely self-driving is.
It's a lot, and some serious tech that I think could actually like change how we live.
Yeah,
So we're calling it Tesla's robot revolution. Are you intrigued?
absolutely I am. And the revolution kind of kicks off with not one, not two, but three big reveals from Tesla.
Okay, lay it on me.
The Robovan, the Robotaxi, and then there's the Optimus robot.
Okay, so let's start with this Robovan thing because wow, just wow.
Yeah.
Picture this. Okay, a vehicle, no driver, of course, because
Of
future,
course.
that can fit 20 people.
20 people in this thing.
It looks like something straight out of like a 1930s travel poster.
I love that. That's a great way to put it. It's like this interesting blend of like high tech and then this really sleek, almost nostalgic design.
Yeah.
And it makes you think like, is this what they're going for? Like, is this how we make sustainable transportation cool?
Yeah, right. Forget flying cars. I want to cruise around in something that like turns heads because of how it looks and what it can do.
Exactly. And it's not just about the aesthetics either. Like, this thing is built for practicality.
Okay, so tell me more about that. What makes it so practical?
So they've got this this automatic load leveling suspension system on this thing.
Okay.
It's designed to basically handle anything you throw at it,
Yeah.
from smooth city streets to like the bumpiest back roads you can imagine.
So it's like a self-adjusting system that keeps the ride smooth no matter what you're driving over.
Exactly. Think like ultimate comfort no matter where you are.
Okay. This is sounding less like a retro vehicle and more like something that's ready-made for those boring company tunnels that everyone's been talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it was made for it.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets even more interesting, I think, for anyone who's, into urban planning or infrastructure.
Yeah.
Imagine like a whole fleet of these things moving quietly and efficiently underground, right? You're bypassing traffic, potentially like totally changing how cities function.
It's a whole new world down there. Okay, so from mass transit to something a little more personal, let's talk about this robotaxi thing. Is it Tesla's like vision for the future of taxis?
I think it's bigger than that. It's really more about like the future of car ownership as a whole, right? This is where the whole idea of autonomy as income really comes into play.
Okay, so break that down for me. What does that even mean?
Okay, so picture this. You're at work, right? But instead of your car just sitting there in the parking lot doing nothing, it's out there driving itself, making you money.
So while I'm stuck in meetings, my car is out there earning its keep. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like the sound of that.
Exactly. And it gets even better. This Robotaxi, they're designing it to be pretty affordable, less than $30,000.
Okay.
Oh, and it's got those cool gull-wing doors.
Of course it does, because Tesla...
Because Tesla's right. But the really big deal here is that it could actually like turn your car into an asset, something that makes you money.
See, now that's a game changer, right? We're not just talking about a new car. We're talking about, like, rethinking how we even see car ownership.
Yeah, it's huge. And it makes you think like, what does this do to traffic if everyone's sharing these self-driving cars?
Yeah, what happens to, like, ride-sharing companies or even, like, delivery services?
Exactly. It's a whole lot to consider.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing. And as if all that wasn't enough, Tesla decided to go full-on sci-fi on us with this Optimus robot thing.
Right. Like they weren't content with just revolutionizing transportation.
Right.
They had to bring robots into the mix.
It's not just some AI assistant either, right? This is a full-on humanoid robot.
Yeah. The goal is to make it super adaptable. Like it can do all sorts of tasks.
From, like, building stuff in factories to maybe even helping take care of people.
Exactly. And Tesla's pitching this as a way to deal with things like labor shortages in certain industries.
So instead of like putting people out of jobs, it's more about filling roles that are already tough to fill.
That's the idea anyway. Of course, there's still a lot of questions like how this impacts the workforce in the long run.
And how do you even begin to train a robot to do jobs that humans have always done? How do they fit into that world?
Right. It's not just about the tech itself. It's about all the stuff that comes along with it.
It's a lot to take in, right? Like we went from these retro future people movers to self-driving taxis making us money to actual robots working right alongside us.
Yeah, it feels like Tesla's going for something way bigger here,
Mm.
not just like individual products, but this whole connected ecosystem.
Yeah, it's like, are we looking at a Tesla-powered future? Or is this just like a bunch of cool ideas that might not actually work in the real world?
That's the big question.
Right.
But even if just one of these things actually takes off, It could have a massive impact.
Seriously, just think, like, what if the robotaxi becomes as normal as, like, ordering an Uber or Lyft is now?
Exactly. That changes everything about how we see cars, how cities deal with traffic, maybe even our everyday routines.
And that's just one example, right? What if Optimus starts showing up in factories or doing jobs that are dangerous for people?
It could totally change the nature of work itself.
So we've talked about like the what's of Tesla's big announcement, right? But what does it all mean for the average person listening?
Right. That's the important part.
So let's imagine for a second that just one of these innovations actually becomes the norm, like in the next few years.
Okay, I like it.
How would that change your life? Would you be down with riding in a Robovan every day, sharing that space with other people, rocking that cool design?
Would you trust a robotaxi to get your kids to school safe and sound every morning?
Would you want an Optimus in your house helping out with chores or taking care of a family member?
It's not really about the technology itself. It's about how we decide to use it, how it fits into our lives.
Do we just go all in on every new thing? Or do we push back? Or is there some middle ground where we can kind of like find a balance?
And that's why these conversations are so important. It's exciting that Tesla's pushing the limits, but we have to think about what it all means, the good, the bad, and the unknown.
Exactly. It's a lot to unpack, but that's what we're here for, right? To dive into these big ideas, ask those tough questions, and hopefully give you, the listener, something to really think about as we all kind of navigate this wild world of technology.
Because the future's being written right now, and we all have a say in how that story unfolds.
And on that note, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Tesla's robot revolution. Until next time, stay curious and keep those questions coming.